Here is the number one thing I would not do if you are wanting to have a side hustle woodworking business. In today's video, I'm gonna walk you through 3 business models that I believe you can still use to make money woodworking. 2 of these business models I have personal experience with. I've either done them in the past or I'm currently doing them. One of the business models I'm going to talk about, I don't have personal experience with, so I won't spend as much time on that. Let's go ahead and get into today's video. It's gonna be a good one. Business model number 1, it is full-time woodworker. Now, this is the model that I don't personally have experience with. All of my experience as a woodworker, it's been a side hustle or a part-time gig. But here's the advice that I will give you based on people that I know and have talked to. I would say the 2 best routes for full-time woodworking would be either cabinetry, high-end cabinetry, or furniture building. The reason I say cabinetry is because you can make a lot of money doing high-end cabinets. What I would recommend for this is going to a tech school, getting a certificate in cabinetry, and then you can start attracting more high-end clients. You probably aren't gonna wanna do like cheap cabinets or market yourself as someone who does cabinets for cheap, because you're gonna be competing against Lowe's, Home Depot, and all the big box stores that sell like generic cabinets. One more model that I've seen full-time woodworkers use is furniture building. They'll make things like coffee tables, pub tables, benches, and their primary client base is coffee shops, restaurants, breweries, things like that. People who might make repeat purchases if they open up another store or location. Another great thing about making furniture is you don't really have to worry about install. Most of it, if you're building a coffee table, you can do the whole thing in your shop and then just drive it to the job site. So that can definitely help you, as opposed to cabinetry where you have to do a lot of work in your shop and then coordinate a time where you can go to the client's house and do all of the install work. Like I said, I don't have personal experience with this, so those are just a few thoughts that I have based on people that I know who have those type businesses, but I do believe you can truly make a great amount of money doing either one of those full-time woodworking business models. Business model number 2, side hustle or part-time woodworker. Now, this is how I started out in woodworking. I actually was in college and I needed to make some extra cash. And so I thought, I have this skill. I know a little bit about woodworking. I've been doing it for, at that time, about 8 years. And so I'm gonna start making things. I'm gonna start an Instagram page and start making stuff for people. I did that for several years and it was pretty successful, but I definitely learned some lessons along the way. Here is the number 1 thing I would not do if you are wanting to have a side hustle woodworking business. The number 1 thing I would not do is agree to making custom projects. And here's the reason why. If you're part-time or if woodworking is your side hustle, more than likely you don't have a complete industrial grade full shop. You don't have the 24-inch planers, you might not have a jointer, your dust collection's probably not everything it could be, you don't have 28 types of sanders in your shop. And because of all of this, projects will either take you a lot longer or there will just be some projects that you can't make well. When I was doing woodworking as a side hustle, I was so desperate to get business, I would agree to these custom projects that I didn't even have the capacity in my shop to build these things. And so I would agree, I would quote them a price, and then usually I would spend half of that money that they were paying me just to go and buy tools to do the project. And so by the time I completed the project, I really didn't make any money. I mean, I got a free tool if you want to look at it that way, but I really hadn't made any money. One more reason why I would not do custom is if it's your part-time job, if this is your side hustle, more than likely you don't know just how to build anything. And so you might be really good at building cutting boards, but you might not have any experience building coffee tables or bookshelves. And so I would really recommend sticking with what you are good at. In fact, if you are wanting to side hustle, here's the number 1 thing I would recommend. Niche down. Pick a niche, 1 or 2 or maybe 3 products that are all kind of related to one another, and just do that amazingly well. The probably the most basic example that comes to my mind is cutting boards. And I have an entire playlist linked right here about all of the different cutting boards I've made And cutting boards for me, when I was doing this, they were one of my best sellers. If you can pick something that's small that you can batch out, you don't have to wait on orders. You can get in your shop and create 50 cutting boards at a time, which will be super efficient. Your price per board will go down, and then you can spend the rest of your week marketing them, selling them on Instagram, selling them on Etsy, whatever you do. Niche down and get really, really good at those one or two things that people want to buy. For me personally, the best selling projects that I had when I was doing this as a side hustle, it was cutting boards, charcuterie boards, and succulent planters. Succulent planters were actually an insanely well-selling product for me. And I have a video right up here that I'll link that shows how I made my succulent planters. And I'm actually gonna be remaking that video soon just because I feel like the quality of the video wasn't as good. It was one of my first videos. Anyways, succulent planters sold really, really well. And so I'd go in the shop even before I had orders, and I would just make 10, 12 at a time, and I'd sell those things for 20 bucks. And so if I could make in one day 10 succulent planters, that was $200 worth of sales for that one, 3 or 4 hour period in the shop, which was really, really good. Third business model for how you can make money as a woodworker is being a content creator. Now, I told you that the side hustle is what I have done for the last few years. I'm doing the content creation method right now. I mean, you're watching one of my YouTube videos, and I'm in the woodworking shop. Later today, I'll be building some woodworking projects that I will sell. When you add a layer of content creation to your woodworking business, you're adding essentially a few more income streams in addition to what you make just by selling your woodworking projects. So I do make money from the videos that I create and my YouTube channel. It's actually, at this point, at the time of me recording this, it's still extremely, extremely small. In fact, at this point, it'd be worth it just for me to be selling woodworking products. I actually would have made more if I just focused on that looking backwards, but I'm looking forwards thinking, hey, in the future, these videos can always be up on YouTube, hopefully always helping people, and they'll kind of continue to work for me even if I can't be in the shop. Let me walk you through a few tips if you're interested in the content creation strategy. Tip number one, if you want to do content creation strategy for woodworking, it does allow you to do more custom projects. For example, I just got commissioned to make some floating shelves for my church, and normally this is something that I would not take on if I was just doing the side hustle method that we just talked about, because I've never made a project just like this before. It's custom. I actually had to buy a few tools for the project. You get the idea. However, what I'm going to do is film a video, so subscribe if you're interested in seeing that. But I'm going to film a video on making these black walnut shelves, how I make them, how I install them, how I finish them, all that kind of stuff. And so it will be kind of dual purpose for me. I'll get the money from creating the shelves, but I'll also get to make a video for all of you to watch about the process for me making it. And so I'm now a little more open to, taking on custom projects, because I'm guessing that most of you don't want to watch 200 different videos on how I made a cutting board. I mean, maybe you do. If you do, let me know in the comments. And I definitely love making cutting boards, but that would probably get old pretty quickly. And so I actually try to take on more custom projects to keep the videos I make on the channel interesting and varied, and not just the same thing over and over and over. Tip number two for content creation strategy is diversify how you are bringing money in. Now, there are several ways to make money as a YouTuber. I'll quickly walk you through the ways that I'm currently making money on YouTube. Number one is AdSense. So maybe if you were watching this video, you had an ad pop up on the video that you could either skip or maybe you couldn't skip it, and that played before you got to watch this video. I will get a small cut, very small cut of basically what the advertisers are paying YouTube to run that ad on their platform. And then YouTube takes some of that money and gives it to the content creators who draws the audience to YouTube. Hopefully that was confusing enough for you. Basically, I get some ad revenue from videos. That is super small. In fact, a quick secret, by the time, or right now at the time of me recording this video, I have earned exactly $0 in ad revenue. It takes a long time, a lot of views, a lot of subscribers to build that up. So I'm not even there yet. It's not the main thing that I'm banking on. The second way that I make money as a content creator on YouTube is through affiliate marketing. Now, here's what that is. I know it sounds a little strange, but basically this is what it is. In almost all of my videos, in the description of the videos, I'll say, hey, if you like this tool that I use, links in the description, or here's a helpful tool, links in the description. And even in this video, I'll put maybe like my top 25 favorite woodworking tools. Link is in the description. And then I will link to wherever those tools are found on the internet. Usually it's Amazon for me right now. And if someone goes and clicks on that link and they decide, you know what, I want to buy this digital angle gauge. I need this in the shop. Ben says it's worked really well for him, so I'm going to buy it. If they decide to buy it through that link that they've clicked on in my video description, I'll get a small kickback from Amazon. It doesn't cost any more to the person buying the product. It's the same for them. In fact, sometimes I can even get those people a discount, but it will always give me a little kickback. And so, by the way, I mean, if you enjoy what I do or what other YouTubers do on their channels, buying products from their descriptions is a great way to support small creators, because once again, same price for you, but it really helps me. So affiliate marketing is something that I definitely do. One note on this, if you're wanting to follow the content creator strategy, don't spam your audience. Don't try to get all of these random products you've never used, or products that you don't even like, but you think will sell well, and then put them in your video description. And that's something that I never want to do. Every product I link in the description, I've used, I believe in, it's been helpful for me, and I want it to be helpful for you. If you just think, hey, I'm just gonna make a bunch of money by spamming people with products that aren't good or aren't high quality, you're not going to last over the long run in YouTube. Don't do that. That's just not good. Be honest, be helpful. If you're gonna follow the content creator strategy, you want to help the people watching your videos. And I hope that every single one of you watching my videos find them helpful, informative. I hope they're entertaining to some extent. I want you to get true value from watching my videos. A fourth way that I make money as a content creator on YouTube is through brand deals on my channel. The most notable one of these is Crafted Elements. Crafted Elements make amazing molds for epoxy pours. In fact, you've seen on this video, we do serving trays and charcuterie boards and river coffee tables, all using Crafted Elements products. And the key with this is, one, I truly believe in Crafted Elements. I love their products. I've paid money for their products in the past. They're an amazing company, great people to work with, all of the above. I mean, I can't rave about them enough. And so basically, they have sent me products for free to test and use and make videos about. Once again, the key with this though, if you want to follow the content creation strategy, is be honest. Don't say, I love this product, if you actually don't, and if it's actually not been a good product for you. And then finally, the fourth main way that I'm currently making money as a content creator, woodworker, YouTuber person, is by actually selling my product. I still sell woodworking products that I make. Cutting boards, still sell them. Custom projects, because I'm a woodworker YouTuber person, I still sell them. Being a content creator, what are the pros and cons? Well, a few cons I would say is you have to learn a ton of new skills. Woodworking is pretty tough as it is. I mean, you've got to learn how to use a table saw, miter saw, bandsaw, sanding, how do you finish, what finish do you use, can I use epoxy on cutting boards? All of these things you've got to figure out. And then on top of that, you're figuring out, how can I film good videos? How can I be myself on camera and not just be like some actor? How can the lighting work well? How can the sound work well? How do I edit this video? How do I upload it to YouTube? There's a lot of layers to that as well. And so you're taking two skills at the least, you're putting them together, and you really need to be proficient at both. So it takes practice. I'm not saying, wait until you feel like you're just a master at both. If you look back at some of my first videos on the woodworking channel, they're terrible. They're so bad. Please don't look at them, because I'll be embarrassed. But I leave them up kind of to show how far I've come, because truly, if this is something you're thinking about doing, you can absolutely do it. It just takes a lot of hard work, which anything worth doing does. One more con about being a content creator is it takes a long time to get started. Once again, like I said, I've been doing YouTube consistently for over a year, and if you just look at past tense, it has not been worth my time at all. But I'm looking forward, hoping that in the future, I'll kind of have that compound interest flywheel effect. so that it'll actually be more worth my time. And videos I post 2 years in the past will be performing really, really well, even though I'm not doing anything with those videos currently. So just kind of think about, am I willing to do this for the long haul? If you're really just trying to get some extra cash in 6 months to buy a four-wheeler or a new car or whatever, then your best strategy is probably not YouTube. It's probably doing woodworking as a side hustle and just focusing on batching out products and selling those products. I will say the pro of being a woodworking YouTuber is kind of what I talked about. It can eventually be a form of passive income. Once again, I'm not saying it's passive, like I started a YouTube channel, posted 3 videos, and I'm a billionaire. It's not going to be that. Okay, if you see people on YouTube saying that, they're trying to clickbait you. But if you work hard at it, it definitely can, give you benefits and rewards even years after you've created those videos, if you're adding value to people. And hey, I hope my channel adds value to you. If this video has added value to you, hit the like button down below. It's totally free. It's a thumbs up button, by the way. It looks like this. Smash the like button. That would really mean a ton to me. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, check out one of these videos because I hope they will add value for you as well.